Okay, you do a square with a lot of, you can do a lot of different light settings there, but then this gives cities a lot of more responsibility. Who's gonna take the decision to change the lighting to Christmas or Lucia or spring or whatever? Who's gonna decide about the pattern on the ground? Cities need to have a new organization, so to speak, and then discuss things. Because is that a city architect, or is that the advertisement company, or the city samverkan, or is it the city organization? Who is it?
Thank you so much for listening to Urbanistica podcast. I am Mustafa Sharif, an urban planner, and you're more than welcome to join my big journey of exploring the making of smarter and more livable cities. Please don't forget to follow Urbanistica on the different social media platforms, and also let's connect on LinkedIn. Big thanks to Urbanistica podcast partner AFRY. AFRY is an international engineering and design company providing sustainable solutions in the fields of energy, industry, and infrastructure. Are you ready for a new episode? Let's go for it.
I have the pleasure to welcome Kai to Urbanistica podcast. Hey, and welcome, Kai.
Oh, thank you. Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for giving your time to record this episode. How are you doing, Kai?
It's great. It's a very dark November afternoon, but I kind of feel good with the darkness. It starts now, and I feel cozy.
Yeah,
this very moment.
And I think you feel more happy because then your product or what you produce is shining.
It is strange, but I have, there are more calls coming in November than in March. Let's say like that. It's very strange, but it's like, oh, it's dark. We need somebody who to do, help me out here. So
yeah. So Kai, you are our storyteller for this episode. Yeah. How would you like to introduce yourself? And please tell us, what are you passionate about?
Oh, so such a good question. I'm a lighting designer. I started with lighting when I was 15 years of age, with music and rock and roll and jazz and stuff like that. Stage professionally when I was 18 with stage lighting, theater, dance, etc. So I have been working with lighting. That's the only thing I've been working with really in my entire life. So that's basically who I am. I breathe light. I see light. The passion is I have so many different things that I'm working with lighting. So we can come to that, but light is my life. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So, and you mentioned it's from your childhood that you start to work with lighting.
Yeah.
Is it because like something from the family or just you?
No, it was just, as it is, these small things in life, small coincidences. And I had a friend who today is a lawyer and the owner of a law firm. When he was 15, he was a very energetic man. Lars Arhed is his name, and he started a rock and roll band basically, and so he wanted me to play bass in this band, which I did for 2 weeks. But I was very I come from Finland, and I was a very shy young man at the time, and he said, "Yeah, we have a show in 2 weeks' time," and I had never seen a bass guitar before, so I couldn't stand on stage at that. So I said that, hey, they had another bassist player coming in, and I took care of the lights, and then that was kind of what we did in the weekends and then nights and everything.
Yeah, started from the weekends. Now you're professionally.
Yeah. But then when I was 18, I moved to Stockholm. I got a job in a theater for children, theater, for children, and I worked there, and then I did it,
Well, now you're part of the Light Bureau, right?
Yes.
Is it
yes.
how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Light Bureau. It's I'm a head of design for Light Bureau, and yeah, that's the way.
Awesome. And how many people are you in the team?
We are a little bit over 100 people. We have offices mainly in Scandinavia, in Denmark, Sweden and Norway, but also in Britain, in London. So we are 110 roughly.
Kai, in this episode, I would love to explore everything about light with you. And let's start from the beginning, because what I see, like from my own point of view, like I see just the light, the product in the end, but I don't know really what's happening behind the scenes. So can you explain to us what are the different steps within a lighting project?
If you look at, I'm a lighting designer. I've been working with this professionally since basically 85 or 91 with architectural lighting. And I often wonder who did our work before we were a lighting designer. Who did our work? And then I think it was shared, shared thing that some architects worked with some lighting, and then there were some electrical consultants who worked with it, and there were maybe some lighting specialists somehow worked with it. And before our profession came in, so many people shared the thing, and we still share. But what I see as our task is to actually take responsibility, that we can own the question of light and darkness for a project, for a city square. You need to have a lighting designer to discuss with real estate owners, with landscape architects, with everybody, the shareholders of the project, because there are often very many. So you need somebody who owns the light. This is my personal opinion, and it's like, and I often wonder who did it before us. It's and because lighting is both very difficult and very easy. It's so simple, but it's at the same time very, very difficult, because many of the projects we do, I have done 2 projects that opened this year. They have taken 10 years from start to finish.
10 years.
10 years. It's Kungsträdgården in Stockholm, and also a facade lighting project in Östermalmshallen. It took 10 years to do. We got the call, and now this year, with the Corona year, it's like coming true. So, I'm there, starting it, working on it, and finishing it in grand style. So no, it's basically, that you start with create an idea, obviously a concept, and different ideas, different ways, and then you speak and have a meeting with the shareholders. Is this good? What do you think? We have like 4 different. I often have many different ideas in the beginning, and we discuss with our client and the people. Maybe there are sometimes can be 15 real estate owners around a street or a square that are involved in it, economically and also artistically in some way. So you need to find a Swedish consensus with this, and then you present this idea, and then you present this idea in real life, maybe in a light test, show it, in real, and they can. Maybe you showed 2 different ways, and then and this is like having it's also a lot about economy. So maybe you have 2 different ideas for the same task, and then you look at the visual output contra the economical input. So you describe, and the people who are taking decisions can have a very good base for taking the decision.
Yeah.
So this is what we present to them.
Is it easy to talk light with other people that not really specialize in lighting?
I think this is the way that light can be very easy, because everybody can have an opinion when you see something.
Yeah.
But if you see a section drawing of a light beam going on to something, it's impossible. So you need to sort of see it, and then we have a light lab, so we can see here in our light lab things. But if we are talking about urban context, let's go out and look at it. You know? Look at the square.
So you experiment in the reality, not only on paper and softwares.
Yes. No, we try. We do. I think I have personally found a way how to work, what is the most effective way. And I can almost, I can almost guarantee you happy client. No, but it's like if they're with us, the project, and we can really show them scale 1-to-1. This is 2 proposals to light this wall. Okay, we think like this or like this. And people know exactly the second they see, I like this. This is looking, how can we mount this? And then you talk about, the visual expression and the feeling, the atmosphere you get from this light character on that wall. Then there is that's the for me personally the fun part, when you show client the real thing. And then there is okay, then you need to make a drawing, you need to have a technical drawing, how to mount it, electrical drawings, you need to discuss, have a meeting with the electrical consultant, and then in the end also the electrical installer. Then you need to look at the budget. Is it so I think one of the most important things we do is to give our clients a very, very good information about to take a decision, because maybe there's 2-3 different ways to go, and then we can really give them the right information to take the right decision.
Do you usually select your products from a catalog, like already done, or what do you usually do?
When there is, of course, there is some nice products out there, and everything is LED nowadays. So the thing is that it goes so fast, so we need to development of the technology. So we need to have the best available technology in every product. So we try to keep it simple, but then again, there is some products who wishes it's like the product wants to have a special solution or product-based solution. I don't use the word special solution because it sounds expensive for certain people. I talk about product-based. So it's a product. It's a product that we that is taken in for this special product.
Just for this.
For this product, we develop a product-based luminaire. That doesn't sound so expensive, and many times, if you are looking in a exterior, sometimes, if you look at the products that are out there, they have a special price, and then you can actually produce your own with a very simple, quite inexpensive light source that is for exterior use, and then you create, a shelter on it somehow that is for that specific product, and that can be very cheap materials. We are developing right now a ski resort concept, and my idea is now to actually use they're gonna cut down some forest, so we're gonna use the wood from that forest that is taken down, and we're gonna produce a shelter for some luminaires. It's a project we're doing in the Swedish Swedish ski resort, and then we are developing, and this idea will create a cheaper solution that instead of going to somebody a ready-made product.
When you think about the concept and start to prototype, what are the aspects you think that create a perfect user experience by lighting?
But it's impossible to answer
from your point of view.
Yeah, it's like I think all the designers will think differently, which is the nice thing with us. I think we all have little bit of different design process and what gets us going, and when do we get our ideas. I think what inspires us, this is the thing, and I just get ideas, and I don't know where they come from. it's like they just pop into my head, and I'm a visual person, so I look a lot up on photography. I collect photography, and then I read, try to read a lot of books, and then we have a wall behind the view. There is a wall of a lot of kind of inspirational pictures for a project we did, and it's like that. We try to look at, I try to look at a lot think about the sustainable things, obviously, and what that means. There is also a lot of new technology now, specifically for urban context, where you can control the lighting in a way that you couldn't do. But it's like, we can have motion sensors, etc. So I just heard today that there is a law in Germany coming that, it's a law about light pollution in Germany. So you don't have to have lighting on 100% when there's nobody there. It's like, this is like, we still, many of us still light is on and off. This very building that was built 10 years ago, 12 years ago now, has light on and off. All the fluorescent light tubes here is on and off. We have done an interior project in Malmö. It's an office with LEDs, and we changed the lighting on our light bureau office, and we could save 92% of energy. 92%. They thought that they miscalculate because it's too much. I understand 30, 40. No. 92% of the energy used in a brand new office building. So it was brand new 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And then it was 20% on light sources, 80% controls.
Wow.
So when there's nobody there, why is it on?
And there's no need.
There is no need. So there can be a little bit of, it can be dimmed down to 20%. Then when people enter, and we have done it the same thing here in our office here, in our corner of Light Bureau. So we have luminaires on our desks, and we have turned all the ceiling light off. So think about it. If we can, the reason why the German government has taken this law is to help the wildlife, basically the insects, stuff like that. So.
But is it easy to turn the system from on and off to more sensors, like to update it?
We will do this with all the light sources in the future, because this is the way it's gonna. And but the thing is, with all the lighting that is out there, you make a lighting and it's there for 10, 15, 20, 25 years maybe. So it takes a long time to change all of this. And specifically the projects that I have done, these two, they are 10-year projects. So you need to think about this. This will be the future.
Yeah.
And this is like the sustainable way to do this. But then there is another thing, is also how to create an experience that you want to have, an atmosphere. What kind of atmosphere do you would like to have, in a square? The idea I had for Kungsträdgården was that it should feel like a historical place. It should feel like a historical light. So when the light is turned off, there is 2 light sources in the fixture. So first there is an inner cone, and when that is on, it's like a chandelier.
Wow.
So the whole square feels like it's the whole Kungsträdgården feels like it's lit by flames. And that is on for 15 minutes, and then there is another lighting that dims up in another 15 minutes. So it doesn't go on like,
yeah.
No, it dims up. that's maybe one of the best things I ever done. The dimming up sequence is like pure magic, and that you can, and it's like respecting the darkness,
Yeah.
and also the feeling, giving a feeling of what was there before.
Yeah. So 10 years?
Yeah, it took 10 years to make.
Why?
I think I frankly I don't really know actually why, but I have tried to talk with the city of Stockholm, who's the client, and they said that it's one thing was the budget, to have a budget to do this, and then also we had a test lighting for like 6 years. I mean, that's also. I think it was about the budget thing that we need, and they got the right money in the end, and then we also. But in the end, it was pretty good because the technology came to us, to have the power of actually having this 15-minute dim up. Before there was no electronic who could do this in an easy way. So we were lucky in that sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to ask you what is a smart lighting for you? We're talking a lot about smart city. We will talk about it more as well. Mm-hmm. But what is a smart lighting for you?
I think smart lighting is lighting that feels human behavior, feels human presence, feels like I think that's one of the sensitive lighting, so to speak, that the lighting can feel what you need. That's like the future of the future. We have also we can control. I mean, when I started with theater, you control the lighting. You start from darkness, and then you build up your thing. And this is what I'm still doing in architectural lighting, but also we have the daylighting there. So you have two big entities, the darkness and the light, and how to combine them. So that's interesting. I think it's a lot about, but also like, okay, you do a square with a lot of, you can do a lot of different light settings there, but then this gives cities a lot of more responsibility. Who's going to take the decision to change the lighting to Christmas or to Lucia or to spring or whatever? Who's going to decide about the pattern on the ground? There is, so the cities need to have a new organization, so to speak, and then discuss the things, because is that a city architect, or is that the advertisement company, or the city samverkan, or is it the city organization,
culture department?
Who is it? So, and then as well, it has become a lot of more light festivals and happenings. I mean, now during COVID, it's not happening, but there is a lot of happenings outdoor, and people want to use the city as a gathering point, as a they want to create more social interaction in the city. So their light is so important. And on and off. No, it's not on and off. Everything should be controllable, and you could change it accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the question, because right now in the city, nobody's really looking into how to use lighting in this way. So this is where you need a lighting designer, and there is some cities that have employed lighting designers and then create these kind of events and systems.
Yeah. So a smart lighting for you is a light system that feels the people around and can also turn or adjust according to how people want it. Like, is it a festival, or is it like just a normal day?
Yeah, exactly. Every day, or Friday, Saturday, it can and it should change. I think we have been doing this for already 10, 15 years, exactly this thing on certain things, but I think we're mature enough to take the next step And we did the full facade lighting on a huge house, Östermalmshallen, and installed is 3,000 watt.
Wow.
So that's all, very little. It's 271 luminaires, 3,000 watt. But we use during night 2,000 watt. It's dimmed down to have a perfect balance. During night, after 12 o'clock, it's only 900 watt.
Okay.
It's a hairdresser thing. It's like a hair blower. So less than that.
Wow.
So it's nothing. So we can do a lot of things. And in Kungsträdgården, there were 5 luminaires. Now there are 3 luminaires per pole, and we have cut the energy consumption 50%. And there's small light there.
Mm-hmm. And these are self-controlled. Nobody control them.
No, they're self-controlled. They have electrical unit intelligence in them.
And do you think that having a kind of lighting department or section in a municipality will solve the problem of lighting in the city?
I really hope that they will look into this, and there are. City of Stockholm is looking into smart lighting and intelligent city since many years, and so this is one of the key topics to become this modern connected city with. But I think that's sort of technical.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do then? What is the output? What is the effect of the lighting system you're putting up? How will this affect human behavior? How will this affect, branding of the square, branding of a city, branding of a suburb square? Since, you can also use lighting as a branding tool, or, this is, the advertisement things, but I have a saying that I want to create a better city, and this is now is gonna be like, but I want to create a better city with lighting.
With lighting,
yeah, and I'm doing it with 3 different things. Is to make the city, the things that are there, beautiful, show them in a best possible way. So you show the beauty of the city. You want to make it a living city, and if you get the people there, and this is the third thing, you create a safer city, city that feels safe, because light is one of the things that attracts all living materia. Is attracted to light. So good lighting, I think really that good lighting has this possibility to make a much better city. So specifically in these times, it's also like the symbolic value of light is like good. It's something positive that we need in these times.
You open a big door now about lighting and safety. Yes. I am working a lot with urban development project with focus on social sustainability. When I ask people, so they tell me, okay, I feel unsafe. I say, why? They tell me, because of the light. So the question here now, are we so bad in designing light in the cities, or what? Why?
No. You see, if you look at exactly, okay, where do you mean? Okay, they take you to a place, and it's 10, 15 years old, guaranteed. The people where they think it's old, because it's old thinking on and off, and with the technology used back then. So we need to think new. We need to think in new ways, and we have a place here, Haga, and which is very, very unsafe, because it's also like 10, 20 years old. And there is very, very a lot of dark areas there that you don't want to walk there during night, so and they're gonna develop it now further, have a look at it. But so you need to there is so many things to do, so many suburbs, so many squares, the thing I said, it's going to be there for 10, 15, 20 years. That's like, I've become like a little bit older now, and now I have a lot of projects that I did 10 years ago or 12, 15 years ago. And some of them have aged well, and some of them are really not well because it's metal halide, and they need to replace it with LEDs, and we're starting to do them again. These projects. We're redesigning a lot of stuff that I did 15 years ago. So they ask, which I'm happy for, they ask us again to do it, LEDify it somehow.
Do you think what the lighting that you work with now, lighting project, will you need to redo them in 15 years?
Oh, hopefully not. I think, yeah, it's a good business opportunity here to make, it's like the light bulb that is 1,000 hours.
Yeah.
It could be tens of thousands of hours if they wanted to, but no, I don't know. That's a very good question. I really don't hope so. I think LEDs will last longer. I'm absolutely sure about that. But I'm doing a LED thing that I did 12 years ago. We're actually redoing it with new LED technology now. So yeah.
What is the biggest challenge that you're facing in doing lighting design?
I think it's
You can mention several challenges if you have more than.
Yeah, definitely. It's like people don't know what we do still. I mean, we're still a new profession in a way. We're not like a doctor, dentist, or whoever, an architect, and still they most people know what an architect does and what does a lighting designer do. It's on a daily basis. I meet people, and what exactly do you do? So that's a lifelong for all the lighting designers out there. We need to talk about our profession, and so I mean it's like the normal thing. So that's the biggest challenge actually this is a great way to be in this pod to actually explain a little bit about what we do. So that is the biggest challenge. I think I try to, if you come into a project in a wrong way, if too late, or, it's difficult to do what you want to do. And I'm very keen on getting, meet the client. Some projects I have done specifically, private ones. There are people who says, you're going to meet the client, and then it never happens because they're somewhere else, and they're sort of protected by project leaders that no. And then in the end you're going to meet them anyway, for sooner or later. So I said, and then it's you have done the project, it's finished after 2 years, and then you meet the client and they ask, what is this? They don't even know that you're in the project, maybe. So you need to have
a conversation,
and you need to meet the client, the people who's going to live in that house, and it's a very personal thing to design for private houses. And I think also the thing with the city is actually who should be involved in the decision making of lighting. So there are many people, and what we usually do is to actually have a workshop in the beginning with as many stakeholders as possible, and we invite them to a day of discussion basically, and a workshop. It's city architect. I mean, it's maybe 10 different, and then there is the police, cultural departments, etc. So a lot of people, and what we would like to discuss there is the city the use of the city. Is there specific issues? What is the profile of the city? What is the uniqueness of the city? How can we tell the history of the city with what we do? I found history is extremely important. If you know the history, you can develop the future in a way. You get a lot of information there. So this is also challenging. Who's going to be involved? And when you start a project, if you work with a city, you will most probably work with them maybe 10 years or 15 years. You're trying to hold their hands and be a collaborator when it comes to questions about city environment, so to speak. And that's a lifelong, almost like a lifelong thing. So that's a big challenge as well.
I see you mention a lot the history, the identity, and the people.
Yeah.
But tell me, does every client want that you do a workshop and you put money and time on integrating people?
I think cities, yes, most of the cities do. When you come to bigger cities as Stockholm, is not the case because it's too big, and still Stockholm is not that big, but it's big in
a Swedish scale.
It's like too big organization. Who you gonna talk to? And we have found a way to talk with them. We know who's to talk with, but if you come to a smaller city, it's a quite tight organization, and so they're more willing to, of course. I mean, they think it's great, and to be part of that process. The museum people are extremely important. They protect the historical environment in a way, and also when you do like I did, I've done some castles, and there is the city architect, but also the Riksantikvarieämbetet. I don't know the Swedish word, but it's like the national organization to look at the historical values, protect the. So they are giving their opinions, and they can say basically no, we don't like this, or as they did at Örebro Castle, was that they really thought it was very important to use light to show the historical, cultural values and show it and be proud of it and show it in a nice way. So that's interesting.
Yeah, as you mentioned, like use the light to show the beauty of the city.
Absolutely, and be proud of it, and so to make use of the city as well. It's something.
Exactly. So you also, I like what you say that if you know the past, you will be able to create a good future.
Yes.
So tell me about future city. How do you imagine a smart city?
I think we're gonna use less than 50% of the energy that we use now for lighting. Definitely, we're gonna,
like a city-wise.
City-wise, yeah, definitely. We're gonna take it down 50% at least, for sure. That's gonna happen. So that's one thing, energy consumption-wise, and we're gonna have better environment for insects and birds because there will be less light pollution, and then we're gonna have light where it's needed for people when it's needed, and the right light for the right place. So so that's like that's gonna happen, and I don't know if it's gonna happen during our lifetime, but I really hope so. I mean, we're gonna work many years and to come, so that's something to really focus on.
Yeah. Do you work a lot with urban planners, architects, urban designers?
Yeah.
Do you think do they understand you?
I think they do. Yeah, definitely. It's landscape architects. They do what. I mean, lighting designers have a little bit different styles. As all the designers, we like to work with different materials and different. But my style is I like to integrate lighting into material.
Mm-hmm.
It's only not pole, CC 15 meters or 20 meters. No, that's one character. But I love to integrate lighting into underneath benches or inside benches, inside furniture, all these kind of things, and have a human scale to lighting. So that's my style. So that demands I'm demanding in that way to work, because this is what but so no, we have already ordered the benches, then you come into light. So but if you look at the future, this is the fun thing to collaborate with, and create something. And this is also the thing. I work with theater, and the thing with theater and art is that you're always doing something that has never been around. You do your Hamlet. This is not a Hamlet you saw 3 years ago in London. No, it's a brand new one. It's the same text, but it's a brand new version. And this is you create something new every time, every single time. And this is sometimes I lack with the architecture, because people reuse ideas a lot, and they do what they did. So it's
recycle the idea.
Recycle a lot, So it's not a new invention all the time. And I try to be as innovative as every project allows, within the limits.
If you go back in time and you're allowed to change one thing in the lighting within the city, what will you change?
You mean my own projects or something?
No, like in the city in general, something related to lighting.
I would redesign all of the major roads, all the roads, because they are just like 100% on. In most 90%, I think, in all the cities, they're just on. They are not dimmed. So I would make them dimmable, so they don't, to save energy. Yeah. Definitely, that's one big one. I mean the biggest thing with light pollution, it's not like the things lighting designers do, because we are very sensitive towards light pollution. It's the roads, basically. It's those things that are.
Will you make them with sensors?
Yeah, absolutely. And then also there is a lot of lighting that is extremely glaring. So take the glare away. That's also one thing that I would do.
And if you go to the future, like very far future, what will you add to all the cities?
I think we have talked about it. It's lighting that are following the need of the people in the city. It's going to be also much more integrated lighting in buildings, in streets, in pavements.
What do you mean by integrated?
No, but it's like whole walls and whole pavements that are made out of material that are glowing. Walls, and ceilings are already there, but also in urban context, outdoor. I think we will get more lighting that are more sensitive towards our seasons, winter, etc. So that's something that is interesting to look at. And every city will need to have its own master plan. I mean, every city is different, and you can use light as a tool to make a difference in the city. Not, you have Stockholm's Lyktan. It's a special luminaire that was produced for Stockholm many years ago, and 50% of all the cities have them. It's made for Stockholm, but everybody has them.
Yeah.
So it's like to use lighting as a tool for making a difference. So that's something that will happen.
You remind me about an episode in Urbanistica. I talked with a woman. She is working with city branding, and she told me cities should stop copy paste things like from London Eye, or now you're mentioning this. Like they should really start from their identity and not just copy from some other city.
Oh, exactly. And who's going to be in the group deciding and developing that idea? That's the problem within the city, because there is nobody right now. Or there is too little people working with this. So you need to. I would love to work with this with more cities. We're working with some cities, and it takes a long time and small steps. And you need to be there. You need to be there, and because the cities wants to be different. But then there is who decides of the city's light today. It's most often the technical offices who has the budget, and they are refurbishing the lighting that are breaking, and they're gonna take less lighting for less money. They're gonna save energy and money and etc. And they don't look at these questions.
No, these values.
So you need to have a broader discussion about light and darkness and the branding of a city. And the needs of, and this will be happening.
Yeah. Do you take snow as a element when you design a project here in Sweden, or not really?
Yeah, we do. You need to have a system that dims down the lighting when there's snow. We're developing a city lighting for the city of Kiruna, which I've been working with this already almost 10 years, and it's going to take 10 more years, I think. So it's they're going to move the city, and so build the city from scratch, and we're dealing with all of the exterior lighting there. So, but it's also the collaboration with the building owners, because and the developers there, because it's not only the street, but it's actually the entree and also the staircase in the city. How all of these things are, and if you look at the square, if you look at the road, most of the lighting when it's commercial, it comes from the shop windows and all the commercial lighting, all the the ceilings in the entries and so on. So what we're trying to do is to create consciousness about these things. So the lighting you have in your hallway it's important for the square.
Yeah. So there should be a big harmony between buildings.
It's a balance. It's everything. It's like a living balance to create this balance and balance, experience, atmosphere.
Awesome. I'm so happy to talk with you. I'm so much inspired. So thank you so much again for giving your time to inspire us, Kai.
Oh.
So Kai, apart from lighting, what are your hobbies?
I try to combine my hobbies I like photography. I have a Leica camera, and I use it, street photography and also nature other equipment. But and then I love to ride motorcycles. So once a year I go to Skagen, which has a special light. I go there with my motorbike, and I take pictures with the Leica. So 1 + 1 becomes 3 or 4. So this is kind of the combination of things. So those are two things that I really, really enjoy.
Do you take pictures with your phone or no?
I take
camera.
Pictures. Yeah, I take pictures with my phone as well. I have 30,000 pictures in my phone. So I take some pictures, yeah.
Some pictures.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Big thanks to you. And I would love to hear from you 3 takeaway messages to all the listeners. Today it was a great episode. So thank you so much.
I think you should think light as an opportunity to create a better life. This is enhance your quality of life. To use light for that. I think that's one way of dealing with it. And light can be very easy. Experiment, test things. It can be very easy to see, and you get instant information. So testing is very, very important. I think that's one thing. And then think it's as a living materia. Think about light and darkness as one thing. It's one entity, light and darkness. And I'm thinking about this a lot. What is light? What is darkness? And how are they together creating this? It's like silence and sound creates music. But there is no such word for light and darkness. So I would like to urge you to come with an idea about the music, light and darkness thing, to create a word for that. So that's, don't be afraid of the darkness. Embrace it,
Thank you so much. And so what is going to be the next step for you, Kai?
I'm training a lot. I'm building up my body from scratch since 2 years, for certain reasons, and that's my personal goal to have a healthy body, really. So that's my personal goal. In professionally, it's to get people together again in the company. We're so shattered now. We are 5 of 35 people in office right now, and then it's just like to meet people again and get the mojo back, but get the happiness back, because I'm very dependent on my staff, to talk with them, and so I think that's my professional goal.
The social interaction between
the social interaction with
your team.
Yeah, with my team, my beloved.
Do you miss them?
Wonderful. I miss them as hell, So I really, really would like to get this thing back. And this is the good thing with this, the positive is that we're gonna, enjoy each other much more.
Exactly, when we meet again.
Yes, definitely.
I totally agree with you. Thank you so much, Kai.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for listening to Urbanistica podcast. I hope you really enjoyed this episode. You learned something new and also got inspired by the guest. Don't forget to share the episode on your social media and recommend it to people you think they are really interested in this topic. Thank you so much again for giving your valuable time to Urbanistica podcast. I am Mustafa Sharif. Keep up the good work. Keep loving cities.